So loading icons like you see here give you the ability to have some sort of graphic element on the screen that lets the user know some background process is happening. It could be that a page is loading or some checkout thing is being verified, but it's a great way of being able to let that process happen and take away the anxiety that some progress is being made on the user's end. We're going to build these in Figma. So let's give ourselves a blank document to start off with. And we're going to build just some basic, simple examples. Now to do this, we're going to be using our drawing tools. There is the drawing mode you can work in, but I'm going to do everything in design mode and use our basic little shapes. The first one we're going to create is going to be in a simple ellipse. So with the ellipse tool, let's click and drag and draw a perfect circle by holding down the Shift key. We won't even worry about the size of it, just make a circle. Next, we want to be able to split this circle into a quarter circle. So clicking on the little arc, let's drag it around until it's up to a quarter of the circle. And then let's click on the inside radius and drag it inward until we get a line that looks like this. What we want to do to animate this is to have the line rotate around clockwise. Now, one thing I do want to point out, when we drew this, it named it ellipse number 1. The name of the shape is going to be very, very important. What we want to do is we want to make a copy of this ellipse, and we want to have 4 different copies. So with it selected, hold down the Option key and you can click and drag. And you can see it makes a copy of it, but it changes the name to ellipse number 2. And that's not what we want. We want to keep this as ellipse 1, or at least have the same name. Let's make 2 more copies. So with it selected, we'll click and drag. And again, make sure it's named exactly the same. And then click and drag here. And then you may have to go over to the layer and rename it. Next, let's make the change to each one. So for our second one, we're simply going to rotate it 90 degrees. For this one, let's rotate it 180 degrees and put it all the way on this side. And then finally, let's rotate this one 270 degrees and put it all the way up here. And again, I see this didn't take its name, so we'll set that. All right. So now we've got our 4 different components. Let's turn these into their own frames. With each one selected, I've got this first one selected up here. You can hold down the Control or you can right-click it and choose Frame Selection. This will add frame number 1 at the top. I'm going to call this my loading number 1. Let's do the same for this one. Right-click on it, Frame Selection. We'll call this loading number 2. We'll choose this one, right-click or control-click. This will be loading 3. And then finally, right-click, frame selection. This will be loading number 4. Okay, so now each one is no longer just the ellipse, it's actually inside of its own individual frame. And again, each ellipse needs to have its own name that's exactly the same inside of those. Next, let's turn all of these into a set of components. With your selection tool, click and drag over all 4 of your loading frames. In design mode, under the frame menu, click the down arrow and choose Create Component Set. This will make a component set with all the different properties of each loading frame inside. Now we can call this our loading icon. The final thing we need to do is to add the prototype of connecting those together. So let's go into prototype mode. We'll select layer number 1 or frame number 1 and click on the node at the bottom and drag it to node number 2, instance number 2. The trigger we want to have is we want it to be automatic. So set it to be after a delay of 1 millisecond. The action is to change it to that second little loading icon And the animation for this is going to be a smart animate. It's going to recognize that we rotated this first one down here, and so it'll smart animate into position. Now, how it animates, you can play around with the curve and the duration, but I'm going to set my curve to just be linear, and the duration is how fast you want it to go. I'm going to keep mine at the default of 300 milliseconds, so roughly a third of a second, and then we'll click away. Let's choose frame number 2 and do the same thing. Connect it this time to frame number 3. Set the trigger to be after a delay of 1 second. Change it to 3. It's going to smart animate, linear. Notice that it remembers all of this. Now let's do it for the next one. 3 goes to 4. Change it to after a delay of 1 second. And then finally, to loop it back around up here, we'll choose frame number 4 and connect it back to frame number 1. And this will be after a delay of 1 millisecond. It does all this fancy stuff. All right, now we've got our component ready to go. Let's grab our frame tool and give us a frame to be able to test this off in. We can go over to our Assets panel, click on the file, and let's load on an instance of our loading icon. Now when we go into prototype mode, give it a second to load up, you can see how it animates itself going over and over again. And this looks great. Now we've got a simple little loading bar that could easily indicate something's going on. Now you can do variations of this. This doesn't have to be the only way that this is designed. Let's say we took this off. Let's do another one. One more time, grab your circle tool and do a basic circle. We'll click on the arc to open it up, and then click on the middle to drag off and open up the middle of this. Finally, we'll take this one and I'm just going to drag it down to have this lower portion open up with this. For our design, rather than keeping it a solid color, let's go down to our fill and let's fill it in with a linear gradient. Set it from linear to be angular. So you can see now it goes from this point all the way around down to here. And let's change this lighter color to be just a solid white. Finally, we can do our darker color, and just for kicks, let's give it a single color, whatever color you want. Now I can have this rotate around like this. Let's make our different variations. Remember, when we draw it off, it needs to have the same name. This time I'm going to call this my Q circle. Q circle, haha, because it's a quarter circle. One more time, and we'll make a copy of it. Just make sure it's got the same name. And because I didn't put a number to it, it does keep the same name instantly. From here, I want to have it rotate 90 degrees whenever I make the change. One more time, make a copy, and then rotate it, and then make a copy, and rotate it again. Each one of these needs to be in its own individual frame. So select them. The keyboard shortcut is Option or Alt Command G. So we'll do the same for here. Option Command G, Option Command G, and then finally Option Command G. Each one is now in its own frame, so I can select all of my frames. And let's make multiple components by clicking here and choose Create Component Set. Finally, we can go into prototype mode, click frame, this first frame, and drag it to here. This is going to be after a delay of 1 millisecond, and it's going to smart animate. Repeat this process for the others. I'm going to go quickly. Now that this is done, we can go to our assets. Let's pull on a copy of Q Circle. with it in the middle, especially with the white background, when I go into prototype mode, give it a second to load. Oops, I didn't have it selected. Going back, make sure frame 1 is selected. Now let's prototype it. You can see how it loads and looks real nice on here. All right, if that's a loading bar, let's make a little progress bar. A progress bar simply shows you the starting and stopping point of something maybe loading or taking a progress of time. I'll make one over here. To start, let's grab our rectangle tool and we'll click and drag, and let's make just a basic little rectangle. And I'm going to make sure it's drawn off as long as we need it to be. The starting point for this will be this one. I'm going to make one more rectangle on top of it, and I'm going to fill this one in with a color. So going back to design mode, in this case, I'm going to fill it in with a green so we can see it. Finally, we're going to use this gray as our mask. So with both of them selected, go over to your design panel at the top and choose Use Mask. You can see how it automatically chooses the background, and we can only see the green inside of here. With that created, let's go back over to File and make sure everything is saved exactly as the same. I'm going to call Rectangle 1, so this is my mask rectangle, and Rectangle 2, this is my progress rectangle. We'll also call this mask group my, let's call this my loading bar. That looks good for that. So my loading bar all together has a progress and a mask inside of both of those. With it selected, let's make a copy of it. So there's that there. Now, all I need to do is to, since this will be my starting point, choose my progress bar and then drag it over to fill out the entire area. We'll set it to be there. We can put each one inside of its own frame. So choose this first loading bar, Option Command G, or you can right click on it and put it in a frame. We'll do the same for this one and put it in a frame as well. Now with both frames selected, let's go over to our options here and tell it to create a component set. And again, I'll name this component my loading progress bar. Finally, go into prototype mode, and let's choose this first bar and link it to down here. In this case, the trigger is going to be after a delay of 1 millisecond. It's going to change to frame 7, smart animating. Let's have this last a good bit of time. So maybe instead of 1/3 of a second, we want it to last for 8 seconds. That'll be 8,000 milliseconds. That's 8 seconds long. Okay, now that we've got our progress bar made, let's drag a copy of it from here. So going over to our assets, choose our progress bar and drag it on. Let's go into prototype mode and see what that looks like. And there it goes, automatically loading, taking about 8 seconds to go all the way across. Boop, and then it stops. Let's make one more little processing bar. In this case, let's say we want it to be a checkout, and it's going to take a certain amount of progress and then tell us that it's going to be done. We can do all of this with our type tool. So I'm going to grab my type tool and we'll say processing. And I'm going to select it and make sure it's nice and big. So it looks like mine around 32 point. Maybe I'll even make it bold so that it stands out. So with this selected, let's grab our selection tool. We'll make a copy of it. This time, all I'm going to do is add a space and then a dot. And then make a copy again. And then let's add another space and a period. And then a copy again, and then a space and a period. And let's do a couple more times. Oops. Option, drag, space, period, and one more. Space, period. All right, once this is done, let's go back and create frames around each. Option Command G for each one. keyboard shortcut for all the frames. Choose all of your different frames. Go over to your frame design and turn them into a component set. Then go into prototype mode and let's link up each one. So that one goes there. Just remember, it's the delay that happens. In our case, the delay is going to delay when each one comes up. So instead of it being automatic at 1 millisecond, let's give it a little bit of a time. So in this case, maybe we'll keep it at 800 milliseconds, a little over 3/4 of a second. It's automatically going to change to it. The animation will be instant, so it'll instantly pop on that one. Now let's repeat the process for these others. Drag over. After a delay, keep it the same. Everything else will be the same. So choose it, and all I'm really changing is after delay. Goes to here, after delay, and then from here to here, after a delay, and then finally this first one will loop back up here, and again after a delay. Keep it the default. All right, let's see what this one will look like. I'm going to call this my processing bar. Going over to frame number 1, make sure it's selected, to our assets, drag this on, and let's prototype it. So now you can see how it adds a little processing and then it comes back up to on here. So you've probably run into these at some point when working with any kind of interactive design that does a process. What I want you to do is to design any 4 components that you want, playing around with how you can animate them. I want to see at least one sort of loading bar, some sort of progress bar, and some sort of processing bar. Then I want you to save these all up as a Figma file, as a local Figma file. So file and save local copy. You can call it our progress animations and upload that Figma file to the class page.